That's
That's
crazy.
crazy. That's crazy.
You are now live streaming on YouTube.
Oh,
Now we go, dude. All right. Podcast 184. We are back with the GOAT Fest himself, Matt Light. Matt Light Comedy. How we doing, bud?
I'm good, man. Good to be back, man. I gained, I think, 20 pounds since I've seen you guys last. But I'm here, hopefully sweating it out in my dungeon upstairs. I have no AC, so I'm dying right now, but always excited to be on here.
Love it. Love it. A lot going on for you lately, man. I mean, shit, we got a lot to talk about. We haven't talked to you in a minute, I feel like.
I lost about 1,000 followers since I've seen you guys.
Okay, well, let's just start there. What did you do now?
I'm just honest about the Steelers, and people don't like it. And people are like, I can't believe how negative he is. It's like what are we watching the same fucking team? Like, I mean, the team that I watched lost 5 of their last 6 games. Like that's the team the team was down 28-0 in the first quarter against the Browns. Are we gonna act like that just didn't happen? I mean,
I was trying to.
I mean, like I wish it didn't happen, man. And it's just and again, there's certain things about the team that I am very excited for. I don't think I've ever been more excited for a draft pick ever than Najee Harris. I wanted him since day one. And I think maybe 5 other people on Twitter did. I mean, it might have been you 3, because everybody else was just like, no, we need to get a running back, and all these other podcasts like, no, but running backs, you get them later. Well, if we get them later, why haven't we had one in 4 years?
seriously.
Got a
That's a good
backfield of
If it's
a
that
bunch of
easy,
later
Benny-
round running backs. Yeah.
Benny Snell, nothing. McFarland, nothing. Connor, nothing. Like, so if it's so easy to get, and it's a thing too, it's like you want to tell me that Ben Roethlisberger is going to be back 100% an extra year after his elbow. I don't believe into that at all. However, if you do believe in that, what better way to protect somebody like him than have a balanced running game, have a guy that can benefit from the zone blocking scheme that does nothing for guys like Connor, especially when you're, catching passes out of the backfield. So to me, it was a no-brainer to take this guy, and, you don't have to give a big contract to a running back that has proven themselves that might bust, after their first 4 years. And people were like, well, that's why you don't draft him in the first round, because after 4 years, you get rid of him. It's like, yeah, dude, most first-round draft picks, you don't sign again anyways. If they do well, they get money and go elsewhere, because in your goal in those 4 years, you should be competing for a Super Bowl. And if you're doing that, then he's going to get paid elsewhere.
And there you have it. Yeah, love it. And I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I was all in on Najee Harris. I mean, I don't think any of us were upset that they took him. Like, that's a great fucking pick. The best available. You go with that. Absolutely. And we absolutely needed a run game anyway. So it's like, yeah, it makes sense. Absolutely.
Yeah, and I don't think we were like, no, we don't want Najee Harris. It was more that we were linked with him so heavily that it almost was like, it almost sounds too good. Like, everybody's talking about, like, he has to go here. It's like, we know the way the Steelers are. They do things that we never expect them to do, right? So the fact that it was like, yeah, Najee Harris, that's our guy.
Pinpointed, like that's absolutely going to happen. And
yeah, it was almost too good to be true. It's like I don't know, like he might have something up their sleeve.
Yeah, when nobody traded up, that blew my mind. When nobody traded up and the Steelers were sitting on the clock, I just thought to myself, they're going to fucking do it again. They're going to draft some center with busted fucking knees that has 17 ACLs torn and be like, well, he has potential. I don't want to see potential. Like, I want to see what I've seen. And he was the most dominant back in the NCAA last year. And people are like, well, he played behind a good line. He had a good quarterback. He had good wide receivers. Look at our fucking team. We have a great defense. You have a
True.
Hall of Fame quarterback that
True.
can totally manage the game.
You talking about Mason?
Oh, absolutely. Who else do we have?
Oh,
Haskins.
yeah,
Haskins ain't it.
Definitely Mason.
Haskins ain't it. Then you have Baby Gronk, which he hates his nickname, but I'm sure he'll get used to when we call him Heath anyways.
Yeah.
And then we have 3 number 2 wide receivers, which is a great problem to have.
Yeah, no
That's
doubt.
a good way to put it.
You know,
3 number
Our
2s.
receiving game is going to be so fucking lethal. But yeah, I mean, you need a run game to balance that out, and without it, we're gonna go fucking whatever the record was we had.
you'll
last
at
year,
least respect it. The big key for me is, all right, well, is Roethlisberger still going to be stubborn with Canada here? Because Ben doesn't like playing behind the center. And so when you have a running back like this, I'm very curious to see what Ben's willing to really do. That to me, it was more about money in that meeting. I feel like they had to be like, hey man, listen, we know this is your team and you have the final say 9 times out of 10, but we got to do some different shit. Like we have to make sure that we're not in shotgun 85% of the fucking
no
time.
shit, dude.
You know what I mean? Like you have to
And
make
the first
sure
2 are passes, and then the third one's a draw.
And hey, asshole, why don't you take a quarterback sneak every now and then? Well, I mean, you're 8'4". Just, one
Lean
time.
forward one time for us. Yeah.
Like
His
if
name
Brady
is Big
does
Ben.
it, and
Yeah,
Brady's so good at it. He's so good at it.
It's
Like he's
insane.
so good. How is Big Ben not? He has to be. We've seen Ben do it
The Brady to score a touchdown prop bet is a nice bet.
every
place.
game.
Ooh.
Every game you got to take it because he's going to do it at least 3 times in the season, in my eyes.
Yeah.
There's the hot gambling tip of the episode for you right there.
Oh, I love it. I love taking Brady to score.
Yeah.
Also,
good risk,
AB.
good reward.
AB to score a touchdown with the
Yeah.
Buccaneers was fire last year.
You're a big AB guy, right?
Love him.
I don't really
you
want to
can
get
the
off
AV
topic.
Nike shoes, bro.
I have him. Yeah, I got the trainers, dude. They're sick.
I
think they're in his old warehouse because they were shipped from Pittsburgh to here, and they were in a crushed fucking Nike box. I felt like AB, like Hulk Hogan, leg dropped the box of Nikes before he sent me them. They were so crushed. But I've worn them every day since. They're so comfortable, and they're pretty sick looking. And a lot of people are like, oh, those are cool shoes. What are they? And then I show up closer, and it's like got this like this Dolce, almost Louis logo like pattern with 84s everywhere. And then it says business is booming. And they're like, oh, you're an asshole. And I'm like, yeah, I'm sorry.
I'm like, look, if you don't like it, you can fucking call God.
Yeah, call God,
there you
bro. He'll pick
Fucking
up.
right.
I saw
Big
a thing quick. Sorry,
Yeah,
I
go
want to
ahead.
bring
No,
it up.
my bad.
It was on Twitter, I believe, and it said like who's the best wide receiver duo in the NFL. No one in the top 50 comments said AB and Mike Evans.
Yeah, that's crazy to me.
And
Godwin. Come on.
I mean, duo, but yes,
Godwin
as well.
is kind of like a Martavius Bryant to me because he drops a lot of fucking passes.
Yeah.
He's got raw talent, but he drops a lot of shit.
Yo, but when he's like 50 yards down the field and he catches one and nobody's behind him.
Dude, I've had the 2 biggest locks in the history for me gambling were one, the Seattle-Denver Super Bowl. I knew Denver was going to get their ass beat significantly. And this year, Tampa versus Kansas City. I told my buddies they might lose by 30 points. And they're like, how do you figure? I'm like, because that defensive line is going to win them the game. 100%. The D-line destroyed Mahomes. He couldn't go anywhere. He had a bad foot to begin with. And just like Tom Brady knowing how to play, he goes to his clutch receivers. Who had the most targets that game? AB, because he doesn't drop the fucking ball, and Gronk, because he doesn't drop the fucking ball. Mike Evans is great, but at the end of the day, like, it was just, I don't give a fuck who is playing 70 guys against Tom Brady. Why do you bet against him?
Yeah.
It makes no sense to me. I don't care because everyone's like Mahomes the greatest ever. To me, he's not top 20 greatest quarterbacks of all time because he's had 3 good seasons. Does he
Is-
have the most upside of anyone
said-
I've ever seen? Yes.
Is that
He's
longevity?
good, but like after his first year or something, they put his Madden rating at 99, and I was like,
That's
whoa,
ridiculous.
whoa, whoa.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
Don't
one
just-
injury. He's one more injury away from being a good quarterback for the rest of his career, and that's
Oh
it.
yeah, with a fat contract.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
no
that
shit.
contract, how do these dickheads keep signing people?
It's
I agree.
They
That
just
is
got a
fucking
whole new
ridiculous.
fucking offensive line. They had to pay Jones, they have to pay Tyreek Hill, they have to pay Kelsey, they have to pay Mahomes. Like, where is this money coming from?
Money
You got-
doesn't
you got
exist
the
in
fucking
sports
money
when you're
changer.
positive.
just like a stimulus package. You're just
They're literally printing money over there.
It's all that fucking Hunt's ketchup.
Between that and Andy Reid and his fat fuck barbecue sauce.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this fucking is tomahawk steaks.
Dude, the
Oh.
fucking didn't the Buccaneers like sign their entire team back? What are the
Oh.
odds that they're gonna repeat?
They have
probably pretty high.
Pretty high.
23 of 22 starters. And the reason why I say 23 is because they don't consider Antonio Brown a starter, which is hysterical to me.
Wow.
Give him a full camp.
He's the best six man in the league.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
no
he's
shit.
arguably in my eyes, he's the best wide receiver in my generation. I'm 31 years old.
Honestly, if we're strictly looking at numbers, yes. Yeah,
Sure.
he's
Because you could say Moss, but Moss had terrible seasons. Moss
AB
had
has
terrible
been
seasons
so
with
consistent.
Tennessee. He was terrible with the Raiders. He did not give a shit. It took somebody like Belichick to get him back to where he was. And he was traded for like a fifth rounder at that point. AB, has had his issues, has had problems for sure. But I mean,
Strictly
if you look
on
at his
field.
numbers when he returned to where Juju's numbers were prorated, they're virtually the exact same. And so to me, as somebody who hasn't played the first 8-9 weeks of the season, to just come up raw, pick up a whole new game plan, a whole new playbook as a number 3 receiver. So he's not getting on the field as much, and to put up 8 touchdowns or whatever. Like,
Dude, I would love to see him and Ocho Cinco run routes against each other.
that'd be amazing.
Oh, dude,
that would be
fucking
so sick.
Good for Ocho, by the way, for
Yeah.
getting
Yeah.
into the ring, man. He
Dude,
looked great.
I
yeah.
didn't get to see any of it except for some clips here and there, but yeah, Ocho didn't look bad.
Watch the whole thing.
I was obviously more interested in Mayweather and Paul. Did you guys watch the fight?
Yeah, I watched both of them.
Well,
I'll say this about the Mayweather shit is, you knew what it was gonna be, but you kind of hoped maybe because he's not facing an actual boxer, this would be the time he knocks somebody out.
Yeah, right.
And there's a clip going viral right now of him hitting Logan with a right, and he drops, and it looks like Floyd is holding him up to have him survive.
yeah.
I don't know.
I did see that.
Because Logan still throws too, but he definitely looks. You can still get knocked off balance and still throw punches.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
he
that-
wasn't unconscious, but that was definitely going to be a knockout if dude didn't hold him like Undertaker holding Shawn Michaels
Right.
at the career versus streak match.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I'm not a fan of the Paul brothers by any means, but shout out to him for actually getting in the ring with Floyd. Floyd's
I
a
was gonna
known
say, As
showman.
much as the Pauls, they're douchebags.
They're men of their word, dude.
They literally went from YouTube to like now I'm fighting one of the greatest boxers of all time.
And we
Like,
would all be in there. We would, if we could all be in their position, we would.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
And I think that's the big thing. It's like you hate these guys, but you gotta like them too.
Yeah.
Right?
It's
like,
how I feel about Tom Brady.
yeah, it's like I
Really? Yeah, if he's
I
on your
still
team.
respect them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I respect.
I can
And the
say I don't
truth
like you,
is-
but I respect you.
Yeah.
But
it's-
Jake can fucking fight. Like
So
Jake
that's
is a big boy and can legit brawl.
what I'm really looking forward to is
Logan,
that
his punches was like, bro, I could punch better than that. He was
Bad
going
form.
like all
Bad
Donkey
form.
Kong on him and shit.
absolute horseshit form. But Jake, on the other hand, that dude's a solid boxer. So I'm excited to see him against somebody who can actually throw hands as a boxer. Woodley's trained as a boxer. So I mean, it'll be a totally different ballgame.
I think Jake Paul is gonna beat the fuck out of him. Dude.
Do you really?
Here's the thing, and I talked to this with my friends that are boxing in Pittsburgh. Their biggest argument is, okay, you're giving a guy whose sole career for the last 2-3 years has been training to box.
Yeah.
He's a multimillionaire. He has access to the greatest trainers, the greatest doctors, the best recovery, the best medicine, the best supplements. So this is a guy that literally has an advantage over, like, a lot of the guys that box at a gym. They're like, yo, I would fuck this. You wouldn't. Most of these dudes, you wouldn't beat up Jake Paul. You really wouldn't.
Yeah.
Because now his problem is that Jake is, I believe he's 208 or something like that. If you put him in a boxing scenario where he's facing somebody 208, that's heavyweight.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
He's getting his fucking shit beat in.
Yeah. By a heavyweight boxer. Absolutely.
But he's not going against heavyweights in anything. He went after chubby Ben Askren, who wanted a paycheck.
Mhm.
He went after fucking Bugsy or Muggsy Bogues, pretty much. I mean, Nate Robinson is
Yeah.
my height. What the fuck was he gonna? And 40 years old, you know. And it's just he's calculated because he's doing it and doing it and doing it until he has to fight an actual boxer. That's why I really believe that if he defeats Woodley, McGregor has to take this next fight.
Ooh, would love to see that. Now,
Look-
Jake Paul just signed to Showtime, so he's going to get some real boxers, you know, and
Yeah.
we'll see what happens.
But you know how boxing is.
Yeah,
The champ gets to pick who they want to fight, and they handpick who they want to fight.
right.
Jake's just not going to fight a dude who's 15 and 37 that has potential of beating his ass.
Right.
You know, he's going to face layups until he can milk this out, because he's not going to be a professional boxer. He's not going to be, because without his name, he's a below average professional boxer.
Right.
Does that make
Absolutely.
sense?
Absolutely. Couldn't
Yeah.
agree more. And I'm a big Brennan Schaub guy, so I watch a lot of his podcasts.
Oh,
and
yeah.
shit, you know, and he's a big fighter, whatever. He was saying that with Woodley, it's going to be a problem if he doesn't have the same fighting mentality he had, 3 years ago when he was still fighting regularly.
Yeah.
Now coming into it, he might not even have that same mentality and just be like, oh shit, I'm getting paid.
Yeah.
So he's going to fucking
Well,
go in and get his ass potentially
another thing
kicked.
is too, man, in the fight game, it's when you get knocked out, you're more susceptible of getting knocked out more and more and more throughout your career. So that dude's been slapped his last like 3-4 fights,
Yeah.
and his jaw is no longer what it was. So you're fighting a guy who's declining. This is the best time for Jake to do it. And I really believe that if Jake can brace himself and he can absorb, we've never seen him take a punch.
Right. Yeah, that's a
That-
fact.
We've never seen him take a punch. We don't know how he's going to react to that. That's really where it stands. The kid's kind of quick. He has decent form. He's way better than what people give him credit for. But it's just a matter of when you put him in the waters, in the deep waters, 3rd, 4th, 5th round, what are you getting out of him? He hasn't been pushed. And so that's what I want to see. I think Woodley is going to push him into these deep waters. But I think overall, I just think Jake Paul just has too much to fight for. Where Woodley is saying, oh, I've never been hungrier. Yeah, dude, because you're making $1 million.
Right.
I'd
Yeah.
be so hungry.
Yeah, absolutely.
Starving.
I'd
I'm
fucking eat
starving.
every fucking punch. Thank
For
you.
that cheddar.
Yeah.
All I'm eating is cheddar bay biscuits. That's a
Ooh,
fact.
Stop.
But yeah, if it goes late rounds, you know, I don't know how many rounds the fight is. I haven't seen, but if it goes, I think more than like 4 rounds, you're gonna potentially be looking at Jake Paul running out of gas. I don't know how. I mean, he's in great shape, obviously, but he's never been, like you said, pushed into those late rounds. So it's gonna be a game
Jake did
changer.
8. Jake did 8.
Did he do 8?
I mean, Logan did 8.
Oh, right.
And so you would think that Jake's studies this a lot more, and
Yeah.
but people forget Logan was a really good amateur wrestler in high school too,
Right.
in Cleveland. So I mean, he's not they're not like non-athletic slouches. Like they would beat the fuck out of us. They would kill
Oh my
us.
God, dude. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
I
like
would run out of
people are
gas in the first 20 seconds.
like, dude, one
They got,
punch,
like,
I
80
would
pounds
be
on
like,
me.
no, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, they would fucking toss Michael aside and just be like, see you later. Next.
I saw also on Twitter, I saw someone said that Logan was built like a G.I. Joe, like an action figure. I was rolling.
He is.
Yeah. I mean, the dude's ripped up.
Punch or throws punches going all crazy, like Donnie from the Wild Thornberries. I was like, what the fuck is this guy doing?
Yeah, he was throwing some fucking, his wrists were coming out
Yeah.
like this.
Some
and-
nonsense. And that's the thing, too, is like, if you've been training, I don't know, I feel like if you've been training that long for a boxing match, like, you would figure out you can't throw shit like that.
I'll tell you what, though. When I did the Rough and Rowdy with Barstool,
I forgot you did that.
dude, when that bell rang, when I was standing next to a dude that was a foot taller than me, I forgot every fucking thing that I was taught.
I believe you.
I put my
100%.
head down. He's holding my shit down. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm throwing shit like this. Dude, when he comes out, I remember he was coming out to the ring with Luke Rockhold, UFC, legend.
Yeah.
And my trainer's like, "Are you ready?" I was like, "I'm so fucking nervous and scared." And he just was like, "All right, good." And then I was like,
All right, good luck, buddy.
Get in there.
Dude, I could literally feel my legs like trembling on the mat of the ring. And I think I sold it pretty well. I don't think anybody could tell that I was nervous. But dude, I was scared shitless. Because it's just you got NFL veterans watching you, like, Josh Allen, all these dudes. And then you got Barstool, who like I was trying to audition to work at Barstool for this. Dude, it was so much. And so I know that and like I said, it's a small, brief sample size of what I did compared to what he's done. But I will say that, man, like you really forget everything and you just go in survival panic mode, like, fuck this, get the fuck away from me. Fuck. And when Logan did that, it looked like he was landing some shots on Floyd. He didn't land a single one if you watch back.
Yeah,
it was
all
glove,
arms.
glove, arms.
Well, yeah, and I saw the scorecard of the percentages of the jabs and whatnot, and I was like, what?
Yeah, well, a lot of people online are dumb as hell, and they're like, he landed like 3 times that. It's like, no, a landed punch is different.
No, that's
than
an official
hitting,
scorecard.
Yeah,
idiot.
hitting somebody in the arm with a punch. It's totally different.
Right.
Whatever.
You can hit somebody's arm on purpose, though, like to set up if you want to hit down and expose. But that wasn't what he was doing. He was just throwing.
Yeah, plus
he was getting jumped and he was just going nuts.
He did look good, though, I think, honestly. I mean, for him going against Floyd Mayweather, I think he did fine. I think people that box would be disgusted by it. But to somebody like me, I'm like, oh, good for him.
Well, to have the stamina to go 8 rounds, period, I'm like, damn.
Insane.
Aim with Floyd.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where you're attacking the whole time.
Yeah.
He threw, I think, 4 times more in punches.
Isn't that fucking crazy?
It's like the Penguins and Islanders.
Yeah, that's a great comparison.
Was.
Now, I guess we'll talk some Penguins Islanders because shit, man. We were talking Crosby before we started, the greatest of all time, of course, but pretty disappointing end of the season here for the Penguins.
Yeah.
Did you? I'm assuming you watched most of the playoffs, right?
Yeah, it was a very frustrating. It kind of reminded me of I want to say the Canadian series, not last year, but a few years back when Fleury got lit up. What was that, 2013-14 season? They were the better team, I think, by far. I mean, we outshot them, we outplayed them. We actually, for the first time in a while, it was something where we would score, then they would score, and then the Penguins would respond. And we weren't doing that, having Jeff Carter come back, come with the Penguins this year and seeing them score goals. Usually they'd put their heads down and be defeated. So they have a lot. Like, people are saying like the Penguins are done, but like, you got to remember, every year only one team wins a championship. Okay, so like we can't win it every year. Lemieux's only won it twice. Sid's done it 3 times. We're spoiled, and we have to understand that. However, Jari was so bad, and not having the Smith being healthy at all to even just come in and try and change something, and I don't like when people were like, what do you think of Murray all of a sudden? It's like Murray sucked. He gave up, I think, 2.86 goals per game this year.
For the Senators, he was not good.
Terrible stat line. I understand that the team is bad, but also, keep in mind that those 2 years, 16 and 17, when the Penguins won the Cup, anybody could have been fucking in net and won the Cup. It had nothing to do with goaltending. I mean, Fleury came in and lit it up against the Capitals to keep us alive in the series, and then they told Fleury fuck off after that. So I don't think goaltending was like at that season was a big problem. This year, it became a huge problem because it was just, all right, man, we're putting 45 on a game and they're putting 13 after 2 periods and we're fucking tied 1-1, 2-2. Like that just can't happen. And it reminds me of game 2 of the Colorado Avalanche and the Knights. The Knights fucking played a pitch perfect second period, one of the best second periods that I've seen in recent history, and they lost 3-2 in overtime. And I mean, because goaltending is that, like, that's what it is. I mean, Fleury did great. I mean, they lost 3-2, but it's just you have to capitalize on 45 shots. You got to fucking score. And you got to have somebody blocking shots when that dude is Jari sucks, dude. Like, he pissed me off so bad. I would just be like, hey man, like, you're not on the fucking team anymore. We'll pay you outright like NHL contracts do, but like, fuck you, dude.
That pass was like kind of the last straw.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Where he passed it right to the defender.
Dude,
and he's just sitting there outside of the net.
Dude, it's
hockey 101, bro.
Yeah, like, yo, I have never played hockey in my life. I know not to go up the middle.
Yeah,
I know not to give it to the other fucking team.
Yeah, right. It's similar, right?
Yeah, you just don't turn the puck over and you win the ball game.
He's literally, if you combine Murray and Fleury's worst qualities. Not what they're good at, but like Fleury's like, let me go behind the net and be a fuck face, and then oversell like Shawn Michaels on every shot and diving for no reason. And Murray's glove.
Yo, do we have a wrestling reference ticker going for Matt down here, man?
Well, Shawn Michaels is actually here with us today. If you wanted to see, he's right there.
The man, the myth, the legend.
So I told him I would mention him twice.
No, I love it. I absolutely love it. But yeah, dude, if we have a goaltender that's like halfway better than Jari in this series, like, they had the potential to go all the way to the Cup, I think. Just they got hot at the right time, which definitely helped. And like, you put anybody else in goal that can stop half the pucks that he did, and it's like you win the Stanley Cup potentially.
What was it like? He kept giving up. What was it, over his right hand or his left?
Glove side, right?
His left hand. Glove.
Yeah.
Put Rodriguez back there, dude. He wouldn't let that shit through.
Fuck yeah. I just
go Yvonne, go.
My thing is I know that a lot of people are blaming a lot of players, but it's like Malkin. I think, unfortunately, I think his time is up here, man.
Yeah,
but what do you do with him?
Yeah,
I don't think he has much value. I think, because the 3 people that everyone are talking about moving is Gensel, Letang, and Malkin. To me, the most valuable player of those 3 is Letang, because I think he's the hardest to replace.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I mean, there's a reason why he hasn't gone anywhere in this amount of time.
I think Jake is probably the easiest to trade for because of his upside, his contract, his age. I think you could get something good. And the Penguins never have problems making stars out of nobodies. I mean, who the fuck is Pasquale Dupuis? Like,
right.
He's a product of Sid. Chris Kunitz, okay with the Ducks, was great with us. James Neal scored a lot.
Yeah.
We know that. But for me, it's more so I don't know if Crosby can play at that caliber to make some random piece of shit. I don't mean to say random piece of shit. I don't mean this, but like some second to third liner on any other team, pair him up with Sid and score 35 a season, 30 to 35 a season. I don't think we have that Sid anymore.
Yeah. I mean, credit to that because also that James comment, because when he went to the Golden Knights, he fucking crushed it that inaugural season.
Yeah.
He was on fucking fire.
Yeah, I remember that. It feels like when the Pirates just give up all their good players, and
but at least the Penguins try to make moves.
Yeah, absolutely,
and have seen the playoffs in the last 15 years
and
consecutively.
And they make moves, right? Like good moves. Like
they're good at what they do.
Yeah, like what was it? Smitty was talking about that. They're always pushing until the deadline. Like they're always trying to do something.
Yeah, we've said that too. They always go out and get that veteran that can attribute to the team for the playoffs. And this year, harder.
And it doesn't always work, and that's fine. Like Iginla, really wasn't much help for us that year. But they just didn't know what to do with him. He's a fucking left winger, and they're like, "Yeah, we're gonna put you on the right side." All of a sudden, you sure this is one of my last years as a player? No, fuck it. You don't need to. You can learn something new. Just go over here on the power play. We already got that side covered, and then we'll get swept by Boston. What do you think? Sweet. So, I mean, that season was unreal to me. But when you mention the Pirates, though, it's like they don't make moves. And then the one time that we think that they made an okay move, look what happened.
Which time?
I'm talking the Rays.
Chris Archer?
Chris Archer,
because it was like, oh, they're trying. Like, they're legit trying. But here's what I figured. I looked at it a little bit deeper. I go, what the Pirates are going to do is have an excuse to get rid of two young guys.
Save some money.
Not have to ever offer them shit, and then trade this dude the next season anyways.
And make it look like we're trying to do something. That's what I said from the start too. It's like,
and then Archer gets hurt. He gets hurt, and we're like, we're not going to bring you back. We actually get nothing out of this fucking trade.
He got hurt, and he also never made it past 5 innings.
Hysterical.
It was.
Dude.
Oh man.
And I mean, just look at historically when players leave the Pirates and how well they fucking perform. Garrett Cole,
Aramis Ramirez,
Jose Bautista,
third baseman was he drafted by the Pirates?
Like, I mean, the list goes on and on and on. And what the Pirates do is they go to a garage sale trying to find some sort of treasure that, like Lastings Millage, who at one point was the number one prospect in the league.
He's kind of sick, though.
He was great, potentially. Fucking sucked, though. Like
players go to die in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, and the thing is, you can't even blame the players because, like the hitting coaches weren't doing the right thing with Bautista, and he left, went to the Blue Jays and lit it up. You got pitching coaches that change your style.
Teaching Garrett Cole to pitch for ground balls.
We had one of the best pitchers in 2004. I think it was Oliver Perez.
Oliver Perez was so disgusting. That slider in the left side.
Fucking real. 10 strikeouts per game. The only one that would do it match with Randy Johnson was unreal.
Then they Jack and Craig Wilson in the infield, and was Freddie Sanchez era?
Yep. And they changed his pitching style for the ground chuck bullshit. Here's the thing. That works with guys like Charlie Morton because it's what his skill set is limited to. And that's great. And we got the best out of Charlie Morton. And I don't even feel bad about him leaving and the success he had, because great, good for him. I mean, the thing is like, they just can't win. They just can't do it. So like,
and they're not even showing that they want to.
Give us a team that I can be excited to watch. Like Kutch has 9 home runs. He's batting 203, 204. He's not doing shit, but he's making $17 million a year. So when they got rid of him, I don't have a problem with that. But like when he's like 35, 36, bring him back for just 1 year. What the fuck does it matter? You're not going to make the playoffs. We're not reserving left center or right field for anybody. There's no future here. You know what I mean? Hayes at that point will be playing for the Red Sox or something. So just let's sign fucking Jason Kendall too. Brian Giles, Al Martin. Let's bring them all back.
If we're not going to win, let's just have some fucking fun with it. Because I mean, realistically, the Brian Hayes thing. How many years?
Alvarez back on.
Yeah, he's got 4 years with us, is my guess.
4.
I say 4, but then again, look at Josh Bell. What was he, 3? Right, he had one good half of a season, and then we dipped him the next year.
It's so funny watching Pirates games because I see it was against the Marlins. You got Starling Marte and Corey Dickerson.
Yeah.
And then Nationals, it's Josh Bell and Josh Harrison.
How's Bell doing?
I could check quick.
Yeah, I'd be curious to know. I'll tell you what, Bell wouldn't have did what
he's hitting
Bill Craig
217
did.
With 8 dingers.
Okay, so nothing special.
He would have at least stepped on the bag instead of trying to throw home against the Cubs. And
that was the greatest play of all time.
See, yeah, I can say that now, but when that first happened, that whole day, the following few days, I was so mad about that.
Why? It's so
because
us.
I live in Chicago.
Yeah.
And all of our friends are Cubs fans, maybe a select few are Sox, but all I saw was Javi Baez, the magician. That was the greatest play of all time. Like it was so like the Pirates just shit the bed.
Yeah, he did nothing.
I mean, he just ran back home, which should have been an automatic out.
I mean, we
not by rule, but by play.
I like how he was within tagging distance.
Oh yeah, easily.
I was like, let me fucking throw this now.
Right.
Yeah, just run him all the way back. You beat the runner for coming home anyway. If he touches, you tag him or he touches home. Either that or you just step on the base. You turn around and you step on the base. There was 2 outs.
That's amazing.
Now that we're talking about it, I'm getting a little.
Yeah, I wish it wasn't brought up. I'm pissed.
Heated about it. Yeah, so Pirates at the deadline coming up here kind of quick. Buyers, sellers, what are we doing? Anything? Nothing?
They're buying, dude. They're gonna bring in everyone. They're gonna go for the World Series.
Brian Giles, Jason.
I told you, these are the guys. Russell Martin, like we're gonna fucking sign Cueto just to cheer him. We're gonna just go Cueto.
Drop the ball again.
I just want them to bring in better. Here's what I want them to do. At the trade deadline, I want them to trade a pierogi for a sausage and have a Randall Simon bat night, and Randall Simon hit one of those sausages over the head again and concuss the woman who's running around.
We're going to Milwaukee on Saturday for the game, me and Alex. So
that's amazing. Just
if Randall's not there, maybe we can get a bat in.
Yeah, pay homage to him for us.
Yeah.
Just wear 35.
Knock out a pierogi.
Dude, the best part is he knocks her out and he fucking laughs.
What? Right.
He's like, look, she's dead.
Dude, you
killed her.
I killed her.
She shouldn't have been standing there.
You hit that guy. So great, though.
Are you wearing the Payne shirt to the game, Michael?
Probably rocking that under my Barry Bonds jersey.
Which one do you have?
Bonds. It's a gray away script.
It's a good one. Is it real or is it China?
It's from China.
Yeah, those are the best ones, though. What's the difference?
$28 could fool me. My girlfriend got me a Steelers jersey off some, knockoff site or whatever, and I was like, "Is this?"
It's not knockoff. Jersey? It's wholesale, Ty.
Whatever, dude. Yeah. I was like, "Is this no China? Whatever." I'm like, "Is this a real jersey?" She's like, "No, I paid like nothing for it." I was like, "Honestly, could have fucking fooled me."
My card got charged by an offshore bank account.
Yeah. That's amazing. Exactly. We've all been there. Dude.
Yeah, paid in the end.
Yeah.
Those are easy to dispute, by the way.
Yeah, but like, what is this?
Be like, I didn't. Why would I buy something from?
That wasn't me.
Yeah.
Argentina.
Yeah.
Just trying to buy a wife.
Yeah.
Speaking of, go ahead, Michael.
Adam Frazier's leading the MLB in hits. Do we trade him?
What are you going to get for him?
Probably a washing machine and a bag of balls, like every other trade.
Because my thing is, you can look at what Josh Bell did the first half of that one season and be like, maybe he's just that guy again. You can look at Freddie Sanchez when he had the batting title and then he went to the Giants. They won a World Series, but he didn't really do shit. So it's one of those things where for me, it's like, how good is he? Or do they just pitch to everyone on the Pirates and not give a fuck and be like, oh, this guy's just swinging?
That's what I would do. It's like, oh shit, we got a B game against the JV squad over there.
I'm going to try some new shit out. You know what I mean? This is where I can do it.
Not even joking. Like that's.
Yeah, it's like an open mic for me. Like I'd go there and fuck around and try a new joke. Yeah. Like this guy's like, watch this, and like fucking grabs his knot hair and flicks on the ball and goes, check this one out. You know?
Similar to the spitball. Spitting somewhere else though.
Well, they're changing that. Did you see what the MLB, the new rule is?
No, I saw that. Was it the dude on the Cardinals? Or someone that had this shit on their hat.
So the umps are saying that now they're going to be able to they're going to get scouting reports like how players do on certain pitchers and catchers and shit like that, and be like, oh, so you have, cum on your forehead, and so they're going to go up and check for the forehead cum or wherever the cum is.
Usually on the hat.
So if you guys are just tuning in, every baseball player puts cum on a baseball to get the extra spin to it.
It's really the best substance.
It's called meat spin, actually, and that's where it comes from.
I heard there's a website for it.
You have to go to it. Yeah, and it'll show you the technique on how the ball rotates.
As well as how many spins that you have witnessed.
If you get the 46, you win.
It's a lot of RPMs there.
Yeah, dude.
A lot of horsepower.
Throws off a lot of hitters.
Yeah, for sure. Switch hitters, usually.
Oh my God, dude, there's probably some high schooler kid that'll stumble upon this episode and be like, what the fuck is meat spin? They probably never even heard of it.
Fun fact, when I was in high school in the library, I printed out 300 meat spins. Yeah, this girl went to the bathroom and she left her computer unlocked.
Ooh, big mistake.
Big mistake, Frank.
Because there was this thing that you could do to still go on the URL. If you did HTTP and then put the S at the end of it, you could bypass our security system. So I would do that, and I'd throw up a few meat spins, screenshot it, print 300 of those bad boys. You're trying to read about Shakespeare, and you just got a hog halfway.
Around the world. Dude. That's the best fucking story I've ever heard, I think.
That's incredible.
We're running out of beaver.
Just 300 hogs. That's what we're looking at.
Dude, hammers everywhere.
So are you
about his curveball?
Are you back on the road now, or are you doing gigs at all? What's going on with the comedy world?
Not yet.
You just did Goat Fest.
We're getting there. Yeah, we had Goat Fest. We had some people come out to a show.
I put some goats as well, right?
Well, here's the thing: is if you
so break it down for us.
Well, Goat Fest was I wanted to do a big comedy show in Pittsburgh for the comedians that haven't worked. We haven't worked in over a year or so doing stand-up comedy, and so I decided, let me go ahead and produce a show and bring some of the local talent as well as some of my buddies who have moved away and bring them back to Pittsburgh. So we did that. There was a good crowd there, about 170 people. When it was raining and it was outside, we would have had like double the crowd, but it had the rain. Anyways, it was a good show. People were like, well, you got to have goats. And I was like, oh, I'm really going to get goats. And like, no, you're not. So my friend is friends with some hillbilly dude. And dude hits me up and said, hey, I heard you need some goats. That's how I was reading his text messages. Of course. I didn't really hear his voice yet.
Yeah.
But when I met him, totally sounded like that. And I was like, yeah, I'd like some goats. He's like, well, what kind do you want? And I didn't know that there were like different types, like breeds. I was like, just give me a white one, a black one, and a baby one. So like I have different types of goats. He was like, all right, cool. And he never discussed the price. So the day of the show, he shows up to the venue with 7 or 8 fucking goats. was like, hey, I just brought 8. I thought it'd be more fun. And I was like, all right, cool.
He's right on that, though.
It was so much. He just opened the gates and the goats were going everywhere. And I was like, okay, so like now what? He goes, they're fine. So they just were hanging out, watching the show, by
smoking cigs.
Yeah, shooting up. And like, dude, what was so funny? Have you ever seen a goat shit before?
Can't say that I have.
Their asshole gets the size of a baseball open and it just pours out like beads.
What? Like rabbit
beads.
Poop?
Like they literally poop out like paintball pellets out of their asshole. Like not a solid thing. It just opens up. And
why am I going to Google this?
Dude, it's so funny.
Please don't. Goats,
they open up like this and they just pour out little beads. And I go, do they ever poop solid? They're like, nope. It just
he's right.
It's so fucking funny, dude. And so like the venue guy was like, who's gonna clean that? I was like, I don't know. You.
Who's gonna
so then when it was my time to come out, I came out to the Lion King song and I held up the baby goats.
Amazing. Absolutely amazing.
It was a good time.
What was the weight of that baby goat?
I'd say he was about 14 to 15 pounds.
Okay. You could have put 2 on your shoulders then.
Yeah, I could have had him. The problem is when I had him, like, because he was good up against me, but when I extended, he was fucking.
Were you nervous about getting like kicked in the jaw or something?
Yeah, because they kick. Yeah, they kick a lot. And so I kind of was like this, hoping it didn't hit me. And it was just like spinning around. And I brought him
get
down.
some beads in your mouth.
Yeah, hoping his gaped asshole didn't pour into your mouth.
Yeah, but that kind of would have been cool because then I could have spit them in the air like Triple H. Another wrestling reference.
Oh my God, Stone Cold Steve Austin just
would have caught something with an H if you did that.
Yeah,
it would have been fun.
And that shit's forever.
Yeah.
Well, that sounds like a good fucking time. Is that the first show you produced?
This year, yeah. I mean, like with COVID, health restrictions.
Yeah.
Me trying to get back into the everyday life, sort of progressing there. It was my first time really doing anything outside. So it's we're getting there. But road shows, I don't have any booked yet. I have one. I'm with Jeremy Piven from Entourage.
Mm-hmm.
Ari Gold for you who don't know who Jeremy Piven is. April 14th. It's like 25 minutes outside of Philly.
Okay. So do you have some dates in the fall already set up though?
So yeah, I have a monthly showcase coming back to the Pittsburgh Improv called The Dirt. It's pretty much a dirty show. Anything goes. First show announced, pending my clearance. It'll still be a show. It'll just be Matt Lay Presents, and I just won't. Kind of like Manny Sanguine's barbecue. Sometimes he's sitting there, sometimes he's not. At PNC, I might be there, I might not. Yeah, it's that one's just is going to be announced this week. It's going to be July 8th, and then I have a few coming throughout the season. They're all Thursdays, which is nice for me because I still have my weekends, and they're not Sundays because I want to watch football.
Smart move.
Yes,
that's a smart move right there.
I love that.
You guys gonna come out?
Yeah, so October 2nd, right? Or
talking about it.
Yeah, we've definitely been seeing one.
So what is October 2nd for you guys?
That's
just another day, brother.
Yeah,
that's the weekend we were looking at.
Oh yeah, I'm there. I'm Chris DiStefano.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what we were.
Yeah, dude,
yeah. I was looking at my schedule. I'm like, hey, wait a minute. I think
I'm busy that week.
Yeah. Ty was waiting for you to say that, but he didn't want to say anything because he was like, he didn't mention it.
Well, I was like,
right.
Did he like tell people? I'm pretty sure he told.
Yeah,
everybody.
I dropped that date. I mean, it's far enough where I can drop that. Hope pending that the health situation is.
Yeah, Ty gets a boner for Chris.
Oh, dude.
Chris is so funny, man. I worked with him before.
Huge fan.
I got a bad story about this though. I'll tell you about it. So it was my first time meeting him, and I used to do. For the Pittsburgh Improv, I used to ride with the talent to take them on the radio tours. So I headlined the night prior to this at the Improv, and I got blackout fucking drunk. I was at the Improv until 6 a.m. Hammered. I got to be at radio at 7 at DVE. My buddy and I, we both fell asleep on one of the booths at the Improv. We wake up, we're like, oh, we gotta go get Chris Stefano. And so we go to the hotel to sit in the, we smell like just disgusting, right? We go to the hotel, they're like, the limo already left. And I was like, oh, fuck, all right. So I'm like, well, we'll just go to DVE because we know he's got to be there at 7:15. We could get there. We get there. He's already sitting down and he's doing the morning show at DVE. I'm walking all slow like this, going, and I'm talking in the background while they're live. I'm blackout drunk. And Randy's like, hey, Matt, you're going to have to keep it down. I'm like, hey, you got to keep it down. And they're like, no, seriously, like, if you can't behave, you go outside. I'm like, you go outside. It's my show. And so I have not been invited back to DVE since then. I know that when I kept doing press, they were like, why don't you sit outside for now on? And I was like, yeah, that makes sense. I kind of fucked that up. And then I haven't been invited back on as a guest since then. And I get it. I was not the most professional. And so I see DeStefano later on that night because I'm opening for him.
Oh, shit.
And I'm like, hey, dude, I'm so sorry. And Chris doesn't drink. At least he didn't at the time. And it's, yeah, it's okay. It's whatever like that. So he was kind of like quiet with me the first day. But then like as we worked the weekend, he kind of realized, oh, dude, just had a rough night. He's not a piece of shit, you know?
Yeah.
So I was fortunate enough to get the opportunity to work with him again. And I get so excited because, like, first of all, his fan base is awesome because they are fun. They're young, they're fun, and usually there's a lot of hot chicks at his show, which is pretty sweet.
That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I love
it. Be there then.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You guys, the box to hammer ratio is 65 to 35%.
Love that.
We'll be on
that 35 side, but hopefully
you're on that 35 side. You have a 2-to-1 advantage, you know?
Yeah. Our girlfriends will be thrilled, dude.
Oh, you guys are
and wives.
I was like, oh, wow.
Well, I got dumped. I got dumped. So
maybe I'll get a girlfriend.
Yeah. Tell Chris to introduce you to some honeys.
Yeah, no, I am so never dating again.
Hey, I don't
legit. I was in a relationship for 4 years, broke up. I'm like, that was cool, and I liked what that was. I'm not doing this again though. Like, I'm not starting over with somebody else. I can't. I don't want to. It's too much.
I've told my girlfriend plenty of times. I'm like, if you were to dump me now, like, I'm just not dating again. I'm not going to start over a 4-year journey with some other girl to try to get here again. I'm not doing it.
Like, it's been 11.
Would I go back to my old situation? Yeah, like that was something that you would look into.
Yeah,
because you have that history, and if you know the stars align, something like that, whatever to happen, yeah, sure. But to start over again,
no.
Fuck, no, like never.
Yo, you know, I'd like to see you do like a speed dating like video.
Oh man.
Let's just put together
straight.
Which also, yo, that Easter bunny bit you did, I swear to God, I never had laughed so fucking hard. I don't know why I thought that was like the funniest thing.
I don't think if I went speed dating, I'm 99% sure not one person would be interested.
No.
Like, I'm like positive. Like, people would be
positive.
Shut the fuck up. You're 5'5".
Who the fuck is this guy?
Yeah.
You know that meme where it's the dude in the club and he's yelling in the girl's ear? Yeah, and she's just like not even paying attention to him. It'd be you just in the girl's ear, like, Sidney Crosby's the GOAT. And he's way better.
I'd be like, you want to know why Mason Rudolph is 10 times better than Big Ben? And then I just go into just layers of it.
Oh my God. Speed dating with Matt Light. Let's set it up.
I should do it. Let's do it.
Fuck it.
I'll get my camera guy. I'll hit him up. I'll be like, let's do speed dating.
Yeah, let's do speed dating.
Right. That would be amazing.
Forgets the dating and the text. Is just,
what if I just maybe the cool idea to do, and I'm just spitballing here, is if I've never used the dating apps. What if I just swipe right and then invite them all at the same time.
That's a move.
Like, why don't we all sit down and let's figure out.
Invite them all to like Chuck E. Cheese or something.
Yeah, okay, that would be good too. Like, can you handle kids like this? If not,
how's your skee ball game?
Right. What do you think of a ball pit? They got rid of ball pits, by the way, because of sanitary issues.
I mean, I'm not mad about it. Yeah,
they're so cool though.
They were so fucking cool.
At the time when I wasn't really cognizant of all the germs, it was like the greatest time of my life.
Yeah,
it was awesome, dude.
And I got older and couldn't find any in the area, and then found out they're disgusting.
Then you turn 23 and they stop letting you in the McDonald's play place, and I'd
still do it, but we would still. So here's a true story: is when I used to do colleges, you would put in your rider ridiculous requests.
Yeah.
So I asked for a ball pit one time. I think it was in St. Louis. So because they had this big like festival, and it was Hogwarts themed, and they were like, "What do you want your backstage to be like?" I'm like, "I want a baby pool filled up with a ball pit." And they were like, they said there was no problem with what I requested, yada, yada, yada. I'm like, they probably just scratched over that. Dude, I got fucking Capri Suns. I got this, like, I pretty much ordered an Amber Alert as what I ordered. There was some fucking Capri Sun. There was Lunchables. And then there was this ball pit. And they were like, all right, is there anything else you need? I'm like, I don't know, some kids. And they just looked at me. I was like, I'm just kidding. And then like, I just videoed myself on Instagram, just falling back into the ball pit. And it was like the one time that I felt like a celebrity, because I was like, why are colleges this, like, you wonder why college is so expensive is because they pay talentless fucking idiots.
Yeah, right.
To come to their school. I mean, because you could do like, let's say hypothetically, to get me to do stand-up, it costs $1,500, right? If it's a college, I can tell them it's 3 times more.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, sure.
And that's
they don't, it's not their money. They don't give a fuck.
That's true.
They're forced to spend their budget.
So it's true what most comedians say is the college gigs usually suck, but they're such a good payday comparatively.
Exactly. The money's great.
It's like a Floyd Logan fight. You're just there for the money, bro. You're 100%. Not trying to put on.
No, and they give you a list of things that you can and can't say.
Oh yeah.
And so I did we were talking about Boston earlier. I did a show called Simmons University, Simmons College. It's a women's school. I'm gonna get shit for this. I don't care. I'm gonna tell you the story. I did an all women's school, Simmons. I didn't know what it was. I get there. I'm like, hey, is there anything you don't want me to say? And they're like, yeah, when you address the audience, don't say, hey guys. And I go, why not? They're like, well, because it's an all women's school. And then I was like thinking, another wrestling reference, Val Venus. I was like, what if I'm like, hello, ladies, like that? And she's like, oh my God, definitely don't do that. And I was kidding, but I was like, why not? She goes, well, some of the students here don't identify as women.
Oh, shit.
And then I said,
but it's an all women's school.
How the fuck did you get into an all women's school then? And she just looked at me, and in my head, I'm like, this is going to be
a shit show.
And so what colleges do when you're performing, they stand at the back of the room. Every time you say something fucked up, they get closer to the room. And once they get to the front of the stage, the show's virtually over. You're fucked. Dude, I was 5 minutes into my set. She's halfway. She's halfway through the fucking. And I just was like, oh man. So I do the job. They give me the check.
I was gonna say, you got the bag.
I secured the bag. Really. The crowd liked me surprisingly, but the person who booked me was not a fan.
Wow.
Well, she'll learn her own lesson then.
Yeah, Google who you book.
Do some research.
Right.
Oh, Matt Light, a comedian. Oh, this is perfect.
He's got the same name as another Patriot. Let's bring him in.
If you had to do a completely clean set, how many minutes could you get?
I could do 45.
Clean, yeah.
Yeah, I could do it. I just would not. I wouldn't have fun.
Yeah,
but I could do. I've done 30. I've done 30. I've done clean. Because with my history with cancer and things like that, I've done fundraisers for like Stand Up to Cancer and things like that. And I've done 30 minutes clean. And I mean, it's challenging for sure because it's just not my vocabulary. It's not how I talk.
Right.
So it actually sounds less authentic than how I actually talk.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be like us trying not to swear
in general, like all day.
Right. Yeah.
Won't do it.
Like, got to keep it clean, boys.
Yeah, it's tough.
Count me out.
And then you got to make it. And then you have to keep in mind, like when you talk, you have to talk about clean stories. And so these are stories that, I'd say 8 out of the 10 of them, I'm not telling on stage usually because I have better shit, but I can't talk about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's why I've never really gone the cruise route because Carnival cruises and shit like that pay shit tons of money. Great experience.
Kids and old people though.
Dude, I don't give a fuck. I'd be at the Bermuda, Bahama. I'd be all those.
No,
places.
I meant like the restrictions on what you.
That's the problem. You can have a dirty set, but you need a clean set too, and you need 4 total. I think you need 2 clean, 2 dirty, and you have to rotate them throughout the week. So that's something that for me, I just don't have because I'm not a liar. I'm not going to just do 60 minutes of ass material twice. A clean and a dirty version that I don't have. I'd rather just do my thing.
I'm not trying to.
I mean, how many times do you want to see
the radio?
Yeah, like how many times do you want to see a comedy show on a cruise? Anyways, you go once.
Then I'm going every night. You better have a story every night.
Yeah, like I go once and then I'm going to go to the casino and black out. Like it's what most people would do.
Yeah.
No, we're going to need you back in 2 hours.
Yeah.
So I guess don't ask Chris to get you on Sal's cruise. They do the fucking Joker's
What, the
cruise.
Joker's one?
Yeah.
Well, I think that's different. I think I could do that one. Because I don't think that's very like corny.
Yeah.
In a sense where
it's probably not. You could probably do it. They probably wouldn't make you do a clean act. I wouldn't imagine. I don't know.
So the last time the Stefano was here, I think Sal hopped on his show.
Oh yeah.
As a guest set because I know they're buddies.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's hopped on and done some guest sets and stuff. Because he does stand up. I've never seen him, but I assume he's decent, right? He's Sal.
Yeah, I mean, I've never seen him do stand up either. I watched their podcast a little bit. They got a podcast together.
Is it good?
It's pretty good. I mean, they have you could tell they're like just buddies, and it's a good dynamic. So
nice.
Yeah.
Dude, looking at tickets, this place it's almost sold out. Like there's almost no seats.
For my show?
Then we better fucking buy some now.
Yeah,
there's an early and a late show. I think the early show sold out, right?
Which one's clean? Which show is clean?
They're the same. Anything goes when I'm on.
Just playing with you.
Okay, so we'll look into that after this, but let's get you plug in whatever you need to plug here. Social media, dates, anything. What you got?
Fuck me, dude. Let's talk about.
And who do you got winning? Who do you got winning the NBA Finals? The Jazz.
This is just a hat. No, this is just I needed something.
It's a nice hat.
I'm sweating so bad that I wanted some sort of distraction, so I had to wear a hat. Because right now my head is sweating so bad, I look like Big Earn.
Oh my god!
From Kingpin. Oh, it's terrible.
We gotta let you go. Go take a cold shower.
I've showered twice today, dude. It's like I can't wait for this air conditioner to come here. It's like the episode of Rocko's Modern Life where he just has to go to the beach. Sitting on that big block of ice. I don't know. I don't know who I like. I'm gonna go with. I mean, the Nets seem like the obvious choice, so I'm gonna go with the Suns because fuck it.
Love it.
I would like to see those two teams play.
Great jerseys. The Suns have
the Suns Valley jerseys, bro. Oh man.
Yeah, I won't pick the Jazz only because the Jazz don't know what fucking color they are. Some nights they're green and yellow, other nights they're teal and purple, and then other nights they wear orange, red, and yellow. So fuck you. Like if you have 3 different color schemes, I want you to lose.
Somebody else was talking about that when who they last played. They were essentially wearing the opposite team's colors.
Yeah, it's stupid. They're dickheads.
They're dickheads.
They're just dickheads. And plus, Karl Malone was a terrible person.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
Yeah, he got a 13-year-old pregnant, I think.
Yeah.
And then would not talk to his kids until his kid had WNBA talent.
Some would say that's good parenting.
That's true.
What was it? The show
that
Ballers?
Tough Love.
Is that what the one guys did to him?
What's that?
in the show Ballers? Isn't that what the dad did to one of the wide receivers or something?
Maybe. I don't know. I like the Daniel Tosh route. Daniel Tosh said he wanted to find a kid who was like, I think he said he's like 6'5", 16 years old, black, and who's and adopt him and train him for 2 years to go pro. And then just, if he doesn't go pro, just never talk to him again.
He goes pro. Wipe my hands away.
Just gives him 2
take
years.
It like blindside. It's like,
Jesus.
I think that's one of the funniest jokes ever though.
Tosh,
like,
yeah.
Oh, I will fucking argue with anybody. Daniel Tosh is the most underrated stand-up comedian in the world. He is so fucking good.
I don't know if he does stand-up, but do you like Nathan For You?
Oh, he's so funny, dude.
Nathan
that show
Felder?
is amazing. Yeah. I don't know if he does stand-up, but that Nathan For You is fucking brilliant.
Yeah, that shit's fucking hilarious.
Great show. Yeah. I'd love to do I'd love to have like a Tom Green type show where it was like, man on the street, interview people. I did one time this thing that we did, and we don't have footage of it because we fucked it up, but I brought a medium on my show, and I had her like talk to me and read my shit.
Mm-hmm.
And everything she said was not true, but I would go along with it like it was.
It's like the South Park episode.
Oh, did they do that?
South Park has done that too, where it's like, no, he's just guessing shit and you're saying yes, and then he runs like it's.
Yeah. So they were like, your grandmother, her name start with an M, because most old people, it's like Maria, if they know you're Italian. And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, is it Mary? I'm like, she's like, Marie? I was like, Maria? I was like, yeah. And then it said underneath, Matt's grandmother's real name is Joanne.
That's hilarious.
And so like, we just would keep going on about stories, how my grandmother was murdered. Meanwhile, my gram's fucking at home, like 86 years old, watching Murder, She Wrote and Matlock. And like, it was just so much fun to just call them out on their bullshit. Cause I don't like people like that. I understand, like, for some people it's nice because it gives you closure on a death that you're close to and you want to feel that. But I just, to take advantage of somebody's emotions at such a low point for them mentally, I don't fuck with that. So I was like, yeah, I'm bringing them on and just bashing them. So I'm going to do it again. Probably.
I love that. I look forward to that.
It'd be fun.
Absolutely. All right. Well, let's wrap this up. You sure you don't want to plug anything before we?
Nah, man. I don't give a shit. I don't care. But I'll retweet it for you guys.
My guy.
Appreciate that.
Absolutely.
I'll shamelessly plug you for yourself at Matt Light.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, Matt Light, and then all my other stuff is Matt Light Comedy. The best thing, okay, I will plug one thing. My Snapchat can be pretty fun at times. Go to Mayor Pittsburgh. That's a good one. I have some good Snapchats when I black out at bars and throw lemons at people, so that's good. I will buy enough shots where I get the whole lemon, and then I'll drink the shots and just throw lemons at people throughout the night.
Life gives you lemons.
Just little cut up pieces. I go, how much were I want all of these. And then I'll just hit people in the head with lemons.
Can I just get a cup of lemons?
Yeah. So it's fun.
Love it. Well,
maybe we could do it together. October 2nd.
October 2nd. Why don't you guys, when I'm on stage, throw lemons at me?
Oh, there you go.
Hey,
there it is.
You're gonna tell
we get kicked out. You got to tell security before you do that kind of shit.
I will. Maybe we'll script something. We'll do something fun. You guys can throw me through a table like a WWE match.
Amazing.
Or you can throw Michael through a table.
Done.
Michael, how tall are you? You look like you're like 6'1".
No, I'm 5'10".
Okay, and what do you weigh? Like 145?
Yes.
All right. Let me throw you through a table then, because I think you'd be the easiest, because I feel like
yes, 100%.
The weight is balanced.
Yeah, me and Tappy are way too much for that shit. I think.
Yeah, and I'm a huge pussy too. So, Mike, you might have to lose like 20 pounds before you come here too.
I could do that.
He could do that in 2 days for you, easy.
Perfect.
No problem.
Yeah, good head start. We'll be golden.
Well, yeah, we'll definitely hit you up when we're planning on coming out there and everything. We'll look at tickets here. YinzEntertainment.com. That's us at YinzDaily on social media. Just go to the website. It's all there. Matt, thanks, man, for coming on. Appreciate you. We'll
Thanks,
be
brother.
talking soon.
Sounds good.